Find the least common multiple of 12, 18, and 28. The first thing we're going to do is to factor each number. So we write down the step, factor each number as a product of prime numbers. So we want you to write it as a product of prime numbers. So we write down 12, 18, and 28. So we're gonna do the factoring on the scratch paper. So break down 12. We use the factoring tree. So 12 is 3 times 4, and 4 is 2 times 2. So we can see 3, 2, and 2. They're all prime numbers. We write down these 3 of them. So similarly, we break down 18. We can do 2 times 9. Well, 2 is already prime. We circle it. 9 is not. We're going to break down 9 as 3 times 3. Now all of them are prime numbers. So when I write down those numbers, I will make sure I line up the same numbers. So let me draw the columns to separate numbers. That would be easier for us to see. I will put 2 to line up with the 2, and 3 to line up with the 3, and there's another 3 which we cannot line up with the 2. And break down 28. So it's equal to 4 times 7 from the multiplication table. And 7 is already prime, but 4 is not. So we break down 4 as 2 times 2. And now all of them are prime. And when I write these down, I put 2 to line up with the 2's we have, and another 2, and the 7, because we don't have any 7 to line up with, just add another column, because 7 there. So now the next step we're going to do is to bring down a number from each column. So if there is a column, we're going to bring down that number. Let me extend the lines so we can see there are 5 columns. So first column we bring down a 3, second column we bring down a 2, third column we bring down a 2, fourth column there's a 7, a 3, and the fifth column there's a 7. And we can multiply these numbers. 3 times 2 is 6, and we can multiply these two numbers to get us another 6, and times 7. So 6 times 6, that's 36, times the 7, that gives us 252 as the least common multiple. Notice the difference between greatest common factor and least common multiple is greatest common factor, we have to find a factor that goes into all 3 of them. So in this case, we will have only this number 2 right here. That is a factor of all 3 of them. And for example, this 3 and that 3, it's only a factor of 12 and 18, not a factor of 28. And so the greatest common factor is 2. But, so this is just a side note here, but LCM, we got to bring down the number from each column. Doesn't matter if there's 3 of them or 2 of them or there's only 1 of them, because at least the common multiple, the multiple has to contain, has to be a multiple of all 3 of them, or in other words, is divisible by 12, 18, and then 28. So it's the other way around. So multiple LCM 252. All 3 of them. 12 goes into 252, 18 goes into 252, and 828 goes into 252. But GCF, it's the other way around. The GCF 2 will go into all these numbers. 2 goes into 12, and 2 goes into 18, and 2 goes into 28. So as you can see, a quick tip is greatest common factor. A factor is usually smaller or the same as a number. The multiple is usually bigger or the same as the number.